love love. I don't know if you love love, but I love love. And I'm super excited that this is the month of love. You're welcome to My Thoughts. My name is Priscilla Benjamin Alawi, and I welcome you today as we start a new series on love. And as usual, I told you that I'll be giving you word for the day every day that you meet me here. The word for the day today is imagination. Imagination. Where are you in the realm of your imagination? In this season, are you imagining being with an amazing romantic partner? Are you imagining your marriage improving or your romance blossoming? Are you imagining having more money to make sure that you treat that special one, or you give that special one that special treat? My imagination is running in the month of February, and I hope yours is running too. How has your week been though? I hope it's not been too stressful. Mine has been super, super, super productive. I told you again at the beginning of the year that I started this challenge called the Gratitude Jar Challenge 2020, where you get a jar and once a week you write what you are grateful for in the course of that week. This is the 5th week in the year 2020. So it means that by now you should have 5 papers in your gratitude jar. I have several papers in my gratitude jar, and I'm amazed at how full it's becoming. If you're just hearing about the gratitude jar for the first time, I'd encourage that you join this challenge. And so you put hashtag gratitude jar 2020 and you put your name on it, and you could tag me. And of course, I'm going to follow up on you. If you go to my page, you would find the Gratitude Jar Challenge 2020. Please, I would encourage you to join me in this challenge. We'll go on this quick break and we'll start the first segment. Even as we go on, please stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to tonight's Life Box. We have a very interesting topic for you tonight. So I won't talk about our first segment because we're loaded. And guess what? We're building something up to that loving celebration we all look forward to every year, Valentine. So we're starting a series on love today. And guess what? It's what is love? What is love all about? What do you understand by love? I mean, is it the butterflies? Is it some people even think love is a curse, maybe because of negative experiences. Is it the commitment? What exactly is love? And we have a very wonderful person in the house tonight. He's a relationship expert and a marriage coach. He's going to help us to understand this concept called love. Please make welcome with me, Ope Kayode Crown. You are welcome on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
And interestingly,
Thank you for coming.
Interestingly, his wife is in the studio. Talk about love, people.
Wow.
Talk about love.
Wow.
Thank you so much for coming. And madam, we're saying thank you wherever you are in the studio. Thank you for coming to be the biggest cheerleader for Oga.
Thank you.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, sir.
So we did something last week, but this week we're really focusing on love. So I want you to tell us, based on your knowledge, your experience, you've done quite a lot of work. You just told us before we started, you have a marriage counseling school. You also have something online where you do sessions. Marriage, a preparatory to marriage. Yeah. You coach singles before they get into the institution of marriage. So tell us, I know from your experience, people have told you different things. Some will have told you, oh, they feel butterfly. Maybe you ask your caller, how do you know you're in love with this guy? Or the guy said, how do you know you're in love with this lady you want to marry? What are the things? What exactly do you think love is?
Okay. Let me start by saying the concept of love itself is life. Before I talk about what love is, we need to look at it that the point of life is learning to love people, to love God, because life without love equals zero. There is no celebration of life without a celebration of love. And love is very key in every relationship, in every marriage. And because it's like a house where When you have a house without a window, a relationship without love is like a house without a window.
Wow.
A marriage without love is like a building without a roof. So love is very key. But a lot of people define love based on their experiences. Somebody will say love is bad, love is cause,
Some
love
people
is,
say love is blind.
is blind. So it's because of their experiences. But that doesn't really make it right. So we now need to talk about what really is love. How do you define love? So I'll be talking about love from my own understanding. And the first thing we need to look at, if I truly love you, if I truly, truly love you, I will be able to go out of my way to please you. Whether you're right or you're wrong. So it's going out of the way to please you, to please your spouse. It's selflessly committing yourself to the well-being of your partner, even when they don't deserve it. When they don't deserve it.
I love that.
When they don't deserve it. They don't need to deserve it because love is not performance-based. It's not about what you do or what you don't do. It's about I love you for who you are. I love you from the inside, not just about the outside alone. So I'm talking about love of you, not love for you. Or for something about you. I love
of the
I love your figure, I love your shape, I love you because you have a car, because you have a house, because you have a house in Banana Island, or because you are educated, something about you. So we're talking about love of that person. Then of course, to me, love is when I enjoy your music, even when you go off key. When you, as my spouse, when you sing off key, if you are into music, you understand what I'm talking about. When you sing off key,
I still love you.
I still love that melody of your music.
You know, this is pretty
that
tough.
is to me that is love.
All the third.
tough.
I want to just open our phone lines for our viewers out there. If you want to call in, or you want to ask your questions, or you want to tweet at us, please go ahead and do it. You want to ask your questions or share your experience, we want to open the phone lines early tonight so that we can, have a lot more interaction.
Then please, one more thing I need to talk about love is
Before you go on,
okay.
Before you go on,
you were going to say something.
Okay.
when you say that, I choose to love you, I choose to listen to your music,
Even when you go
Yes.
off
even
key.
when you go off key.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
It sounds interesting,
Okay.
but tough.
Yeah. It's
Are
true,
you
but-
guilty of that in any way?
We are all guilty. I can tell you that. I can tell you that for free. We're all guilty because we are not at our best
Yeah.
all of the time.
Yes.
And there are times that we have chosen not to love when we're supposed to love. So I'm loving the sound of this rhythm, but I'm looking at the practicality of it, which is the essence of tonight's show.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Saying that, okay, you might not have, you've done the best you could with the information you have.
Yeah.
Now we're bringing an expert to bring you to a higher level of knowledge, which is what, but I needed to reiterate that.
Okay.
You know, as to the fact that it's tough, but this separates love from infatuation.
You're
or
right.
separates love from lust.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
lust is is the love of you. Sorry, is the love for you. Right?
Oh, yes, something about your physical equipment, about
That-
your body.
that draws me.
Yes, it's not about you from the inside. So
Fantastic.
we come to love not by finding a perfect person, but by learning to see an imperfect person perfectly.
Fantastic.
He or she is not perfect, but you're learning to see perfection in that person.
Because
Let
it's
me
also
let you go to your
possible.
last point so that
Okay.
you don't lose the.
Okay,
Yeah. It's
okay.
also possible for you to love someone, or you think you love someone
Okay.
because the person dresses very nicely, or the person
possible.
sings well,
It's
or
possible.
the person does something that you just that attracted you,
It's
and you're
possible.
not sure, you're not really you don't really know that what you love is not the person, just
Yes.
that's something about the person.
When I say you're a sight for sore eyes, you know what that means? You're a sight for sore eyes.
What does
like,
that mean?
Even when my eye is paining me, Just looking at you is making me well.
Oh, you're
Wow,
a sight for
fantastic.
sore,
Sight for sore eyes.
sore eyes.
Fantastic.
What the sore there? I don't get the sore there.
The sore eyes, an eye that is non-functional.
Yes.
Like you make
You are
seeing
a
worth
sight
it.
for sore eyes.
Yes, you make
Oh,
you make
okay.
sight worth it.
Oh, really?
Right, you know?
Because it could also be termed to mean a different thing, really.
Well, let's go a little
your
bit
last
down
point.
to
Yeah,
the
yes.
heart. You know, as far as I'm concerned, true love should be baseless. What I mean is, it shouldn't be attached to something, to a reason. I remember before I'm married, during the pre-counseling session, and the pastor separated the two of us, and they asked us the same question, similar questions. So they asked me, what do you see in this woman? Why do you want to marry this woman? Guess what I said? She's caring. And so the pastor asked my wife the same question.
Yeah.
And we didn't know about the question before. So she said the same thing, the same answer. And we didn't, of course, we wouldn't have known. She said, he's caring. So that brings me to, how do you know this is true love? How do you, like a thermometer, how do
So
you
what are
measure
the
what is
basic
true love?
tests that love must pass through?
I'm going to talk about 5.
Yeah.
5 basic tests. The first is commitment. I will just list them and I will explain one after the other. The first is commitment. The second is caring. And then the third is sacrifice.
Okay.
The fourth is tolerance. And the last but not the least is togetherness. So let me start from the beginning. If I truly love someone, I must be committed to the well-being of that person. I must give my best for the best of that
Even when
person.
it's not convenient for you.
That is when the sacrifice comes, even when it's not convenient for you. Okay. Then the other one, the caring, is I should be able to, you should get me when you need me most. I must be there for you when you need me most. That is caring.
Okay.
You are sick, I'm sick. You are down, I'm down. You are up, I'm
Your
up.
headache is my headache.
That is love. When it's not well with you, it's not well with me. That's how you. Oh, that's how you know. That's how you know that this is true love. Then the other one about sacrifice means
I love love.
I should be able to go out of my way to help you, even when it's not convenient. I should be able to put my life on the line. Just like, for instance,
I
now.
love that. For putting your life on the line.
For instance, are you married, Priscilla?
Yes, I am married.
Okay.
Happily married, in fact.
I love that.
Shaking my head.
I love that. You know what? Let's say, for instance, God forbid,
Okay.
in a case whereby an armed robber comes and says, I only have one bullet here. And God forbid, I say, and I must kill one person. And between you and your husband, say, just choose one. Decide, who can I kill tonight? So, let me ask you again. Will you point to
Your
Oga? Or Oga will point to you.
Oh my God, that
That
is
is
a deep
sacrifice.
thing.
If you ask me, I would rather say, please, take my life. Leave my wife.
Or like when you're in an airplane and you have only
There's one
One your parachute,
and then who
one
uses
lifeline,
it?
who uses it? I would rather give it to my wife and say, let me that.
So if I get you
That is
correct,
sacrifice.
If I get you
Yes.
correctly,
So it means one
love,
But two.
love, no, that's second. The first is commitment, the second is sacrifice. So if I get you
No, caring
correctly,
is second.
love supersedes survival. That's what you just said.
It
Self-love
does.
supersedes.
Self-survival.
Yes,
But maybe
supersedes
rightly
survival.
self-surviver.
Yes, because your
Okay.
life is all, your life being
Self-survival.
threatened, right? Survival. So
Okay.
that's what I
Yeah,
hear.
and you
But
can
on.
go out of your way to say, okay, let me give my all for this person.
Yeah.
If when he or she doesn't deserve it. Then the other point is the
Okay.
tolerance.
Yeah.
Tolerance. It's very key. I should be able to accept you, your flaws, your errors, your mistakes for who you are. And forgive you even in advance. You can't have
Post-dated forgiveness, I call
if you
it.
marry if you marry an angel, even if it's an angel you marry, you will have moments of disagreement, conflict and the likes, because they are part of the game. There will be misunderstanding. But the fact is, how do we come out of it? Because incompatibility is great grounds for great marriages.
Yeah.
It will happen. But I should be able to know that in this marriage, we are not, there's no loser, there's no winner. We fight to flow.
We're together.
We're together in it. We're coming to conquer. We are together. Whatever happens, we move together. So I should be able to tolerate you.
Yeah.
Your excesses, your flaws, your errors, and in fact, forgiving you in advance.
Okay, now
of
the
whatever.
last point.
So the last point, what is the last point? Let me ask you.
You tell us. You are the expert.
Well, I thought I listed the five.
Commitment,
That
sacrifice,
is togetherness.
Togetherness.
Tolerance.
Yeah.
I don't want you to forget. I talk about commitment,
Togetherness.
the care,
Caring.
Oh, caring.
Yeah, caring. That's the second one.
Caring.
Sacrifice,
tolerance,
then
and
togetherness. So togetherness is all about spending quality time together.
Yeah.
You want to hear this person talking. You just
Okay,
you're
because
just fond of one another.
I want to take us from this point now.
Okay.
Now that we understand what love is and how to know that you truly, because we have established that love, you said something, I remember something you said before we came on the show, we were talking, you said love, there's a place of feeling in love, because I want us to distinguish between love and the feeling of butterflies. And you were saying a lot of men don't even know if they're in love and all that.
We don't know about butterflies mostly.
I know butterflies, it has to do with women a lot. Now, you don't mind it. She doesn't feel butterfly. Now, you made a distinction.
No, I mean,
you made a distinction.
It's not gender sensitive.
I want us to establish this. You made a distinction. You said between the feeling of love, which some of us tend to feel, and some mistake to be that butterfly thing as love, that there is a place of feeling in real love.
In real love, yes.
But feeling alone does not necessarily mean it's love.
It's love, yes.
So can you please talk about that?
Yes, because a lot of people take feelings to be love. You can actually have feeling for someone. That doesn't mean that you really love the person. You must be able to subject your feelings to this test. So if I have feelings for you, or what you call chemistry, or what some people call affinity, your sexual affinity, and you need to subject it to, am I committed to this person? Can I care for this person? Just like for myself, and all this thing we've listed, the attribute we've talked about before. Then if it's not there, then it's just a feeling. Because human feelings are very volatile, not stable, goes up and down. So today
human feelings are unreliable.
They are unreliable. So today you feel like seeing the person. After 1 week, you say, no. Don't even call this line again. I want that. I want my space. Don't call this line again. It's even calling, you're not picking it.
That's feeling based on moods.
Moods. And that feeling will not last. It's only true love that lasts. And lasts long. If someone says it's the beginning of forever. True love is the beginning of forever. Then maybe when you talk about feelings, let me also take you to, because when we talk of what love is, we should be able to know what love is not.
Thank you.
Because for every original, you have a fake or photocopy.
I'd like to take this conversation further.
Okay.
Is it, because I hear people share quite a lot about the fact that they have the love of, what they call the love of their life.
Okay.
And they probably might not even end up with this love of their life.
Yeah.
Some people call this love of their life their first love. And they know that if that person shows up, the person they are with might not stand a chance. I'm being very practical here. You then hear people talk about being in love with two people at the same time. Based on this. So it's not that they're not in love with the person they're either married to or the person they have chosen to be married to. Say, for example, the person they really love, they've not been allowed to marry. Maybe for cultural differences, maybe for religious sentiments, those stories are all over Nollywood. And we know that that's some people's reality. But they're not able to eventually marry this person that they want to be with. But they have grown in love with this person probably over the years or whatever, but they know that their heart is somewhere else. Is that a reality, or is it a fad, or is it a myth, or is it just a feeling? As an expert, what do you have to say about that?
Well, it happens. As far as I'm concerned, it happens all over the places, but that doesn't make it right. Like I said initially, what people call love is actually emotional attachment. Because how can you explain? Because I know you before, or have feelings for you before, and we didn't get married eventually, and now I meet someone who I'm married to, and I'm still
craving,
crushing on
what you shared.
for what you shared in time past. You need to let that past go to the past, because I'm with this person now. The way our heart is made, you can't actually love two people
At the
same time with full 100%, 100% intensity, frequency, and capacity.
Commitment, sacrifice, tolerance, togetherness.
With two people, it can't be possible. So you are with this person now. If you are truly in love with this person, and you can see all these attributes, you can't share the same with that person, the same percentage. So if you're saying you are still in love with your ex, what percentage? If it's 60%, it means this person you are with now, you can only share 40. That is what it means. This person you are with can only get 40, it can't get 100%. So if I'm devoting my 100% love for my wife now, the other ex or whatever you call it has nothing, get nothing.
Whatever you call it.
That is me. So that means people should be able to disconnect. People should be able to disconnect their present from their past. Burn that feeling.
Bridge. Okay, let me hold that thought, because there's something I want to say there. But let me remind our viewers, if you're just joining us, this is My Thought, and we are talking, what is love? I mean, you want to know whether that guy loves you or whether that lady loves you in building it up to Valentine's Day. So send your comments on our social media platform, as you see on the screen, or you call us before we run out of time tonight. All right, I want to reiterate on what you just said. Now, you said it's not possible for two people to be in love together. For you to love two people together. Is it that, okay, some people will tell you. Okay, equally, which means you can have two chambers.
So you can be in love with two people at the same time.
No, you can have two chambers
but it's
in
not
your
really
heart.
true, because you can't even give 100%.
Okay, look at this. You can have two chambers in your heart. Are you saying that you can have two chambers in your heart, and then you can leave one room for this person and another room for this person, and you label it 40% love, 60% love, or something?
People do it, but that doesn't make it right. That's what we're saying.
That is one. Two.
So we're saying cut off the other person, because if you
starve the other feeling,
yes, and focus on
the new one.
Can I call it new?
Or the person you're with.
The person you are, because if you are not careful, somebody will say, okay, because that will be the beginning of multiple relationships.
Okay,
I'm in love with this person, but this guy is coming, this other one is coming. I don't even know which one to pick.
Are you saying it may lead to confusion?
Of course, it will. So pick the person you love and stay with that person you love.
Okay, maybe the idea of loving two people at the same time could actually mean that you're dependent on something about the other person and you're not even sure of it. You thought it's love. Meanwhile,
which may not be love. And that takes me to what love is not. Can I just
yeah, please, quickly, because our time is fast spent.
Okay, I'm just going to run through this.
Yeah, please.
The first thing on the line is love is not sex. And sex is not love. Please. Don't mix the two together. You know, these days the young ones will say, okay, if you love me, show it. And what they're saying is express it. Let's have sex together. Premarital sex doesn't mean love is involved. It doesn't mean, because you can't learn real love
from sex
by premarital sex. You can't learn true love with casual sex. As a matter of fact, premarital sex can hurt your love. And God knows that. And that is why God confined sex to marriage. So that love will be protected. That is just the key to love. You know, really, in marriage, sex should enhance love.
Yeah, because some people think
sexual enhanced love in
they
marriage.
think sex gives the love bonding between two people.
Yes, sex should enhance love or create more bonding. But when there is no love in a relationship and you go into sex, what does that sex help?
What is it bonding together?
What is it bonding? So anything you multiply by 0 is 0. So it's not going to make any sense.
my
That's
God.
why you see that because a guy can have sex with somebody he doesn't love. Just like they walk into a prostitute and have sex with a prostitute, that means there's love. There's no love there.
That's another part entirely
Do you
that we
understand?
need to talk
So
about, but not on this
it's
show.
just a
Because
mere,
the way you guys
tangling of the
deal with
body.
sex and the way women deal with sex, I think
Okay,
is a bit
maybe
separate.
we'll talk about that later. Then
But-
the other
okay.
part, love also does not mean that you won't fight.
Love is
not an absence of fight.
okay.
It's
Love
not
is
an
an
absence
absence
Of fight, of disagreement
Yeah.
in a relationship. No fight. I'm not talking about physical abuse or beating or the likes. I'm talking about disagreeable moment, misunderstanding,
Conflicts and things.
conflict. You could have it, but like I said the other time, no loser, no winner. We settle, I will move forward. Then the other part is love is not stupid. It's not
love
stupidity.
is not stupid.
A lot of ladies are sorry to
Does that
say.
mean love is not blind as well?
It's not blind.
Vicky,
It's not blind.
let him
It's not. It's not stupid.
Stupid?
It's
It's
not.
not-
It's not
not
stupid.
blind.
It's not stupid because how do you explain? A lady, as a married counselor, I've heard a lot.
Seen so many things.
Seen so many things. You've aborted for a guy for 4 times, and this same guy keeps beating you every day, every time. And say, come and know my parents. And he's not ready. He's not ready to take the responsibility of marriage. He's not ready. And someone asks you and say, I love it. That is not love, that is bondage. That is slavery. Or for a guy, you've successfully caught your lady cheating on you. In fact, with your best friend, 4 times.
Oh, okay.
And she comes back saying, it's a mistake. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. And you say, okay, well, I'm forgiving you, but let me know your parents. Let's tidy knot. And lady is not ready yet. And apart from that, maybe because she's rich or because the parents are rich, they are politicians, and you feel, oh boy, stay here, die here. And somebody asks you, you say, I love her. It's
time
not
is
love.
so
It's madness. That is not love. That is madness. That's madness. So
Honestly,
let me.
I want you to round up with your last words.
Okay.
I would love for you to touch on something else, but loving and falling in love and loving, but we don't have time for that. So I want you to just wrap up with your last word another time. Yes.
To talk about other things later.
Your
Well,
last words.
I will say this, that if you want a God of love, be the goddess of love. If you want a greater harvest of love, you need to sow a good seed of love. You must sow a seed. If you don't want your love to die, then feed your love to feed you. Then love is not what you look for. Stop searching for love where there's no love. Be the love.
Okay,
You
then
become.
it locates you
You
naturally.
become the love. Become the real love, the embodiment of love. That's we look at your life, you can see all these attributes in
Thank
your
you
life.
so very
You can say,
much.
This
That
is truly
so
truly love.
fantastic. On that such a short time, you've been
Okay.
able to touch on a few things that are really very deep. Chris, what's your last
Before I
words?
say my last words, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I find your thoughts quite profound. Thank you so much. My last words for the show tonight. Remember at the beginning of the show, I said that my word for the day is imagination. So, based on our topic, imagine being that love that you choose, that you're looking for. Be that love. Imagine a life filled with true love, so that your life is not filled with disappointment and love that you're really seeking. Be that love and imagine yourself as that person of love. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so very much. So with this, we're wrapping up the show tonight. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things about love as we build on this series towards a Valentine episode. Not only because of our Valentine episode, because we're doing this because of you guys out there, so that you can learn something to nourish your relationship and do something, get something right, you know, for your relation, for the health of your relationship. But remember what is said, what love is not. Love is not the absence of conflict. Love is not stupid. Love is of God. So please and
Nonsense.
please and please and please, let's love one another and be the love you want to see in another person. And have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so very much.